Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Living in Exhortation. My name is More Mwendwa, and today we're going to be talking about the humility that comes with changing careers. When one is seen as a novice in a particular career, that they are starting out right after college or university, or if they are deciding to change careers, this can be frightening at first. Nerves are there, sometimes anxiety, and even weighed expectation on what is to come. A lot of people find themselves not even having the guts to change careers or to even start because of what people might say when they make a mistake or are seen to be inept. This should never be the case. Changing or starting off a career is one of the most humbling experiences one can ever go through if you allow yourself to trust the process. It comes off more like rewiring your brain to think different and also act different by gaining a new set of skills while onboarding some of the ones you had used in your previous line of experience to help you get an edge. Robert Greene has written a book called Mastery, and in it he specifies that there are three stages one goes through when dealing with an apprenticeship. Apprenticeship in this context means learning of a new skill. These three stages are deep observation, skills acquisition, and experimentation. Let's dig a little bit deeper into these three. When it comes to deep observation, Robert Greene says that this is where one needs to shadow someone who has got enough experience and the skill that you're looking to acquire. So in this sense, by shadow, we mean that you are to look at what he or she does, follow them wherever they go, and check how they work on that specific skill. This is where humility comes in. Robert Greene emphasizes that this is the stage where you have to acknowledge the reality and submit to it. This is not a place to look for attention in order to impress those around you or try to prove yourself. Not at all. In fact, this is where you not only learn the trade, but also human psychology and how to interact with those around you through watching how your mentor does it. This is something that we definitely need to try as much as possible to not only understand it, but also practice more. Secondly, we have the skills acquisition. This is where once your mentor feels that you have gotten adequate time to sit under them and watch what they do and how they do it, they then put you to task to test what you have learned. Again, Robert Greene says the natural model for learning came from watching and imitating others, then repeating the action over and over. Now, we need to be very keen on this. Because this is where one needs to be patient. A lot of us lose in terms of trusting the process at this point. We look forward to start learning the trade quickly in order to start earning immediately. This is a temptation many of us struggle with if we are really honest. about ourselves. However, this stage takes time, and this is where the notion of 10,000 hours came into play. Maybe for those of us who do not know what I mean by this, in simple terms, Robert Greene puts it this way. If one added up the time apprentices ended up working directly on materials during ancient times, it would amount to more than 10,000 hours, enough to establish exceptional skill level at a craft. So, what does this mean? What this means is skill acquisition will take us a long time in order to have it hardwired and become part of us. Therefore, meekness should continue to be evident in this case, as we have to be tolerant. This is the time to focus on that one skill that we want to acquire and become good at it. It is the moment to put it into practice, gain feedback from our work over and over again, and continue perfecting our craft in order to improve on it. And then we have lastly, experimentation. Once we become good at the skill we have acquired and feel confident about it, now we need to focus on stacking up more skills that will complement your anchoring expertise. What do we mean by this? Again, we refer to Robert Greene, where he explains it very adequately, that what this means is that you can start stretching yourself more, getting into more complex projects to see if there are areas that you need to learn more, to adjust, and if there are any gaps in your skills that you still need to fill. Again, this is where constant feedback is important. Well, I have to say at this point, one really needs to have a thick skin when it comes to criticism. We will need to shift our mindset into accepting both positive and negative feedback in order to improve on what we do and become better every day with every chance we get. Building such a mentality allows us to get into levels and circles that only lead into mastery. So, whatever we do, when we start changing careers or getting into a new one, let's try to keep our ego levels low and our humility levels high. This is because putting meekness first helps us be able to learn something new. Food for thought? I choose to believe so. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until the next time, take care of yourselves and have a good one.